Hi there, it's Sam from poodles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a sort of a pagoda top box, but it's hand stamped all over. And I adore the Forever Fern stamp set. It's so beautiful. You will love it too. You sold it out straight away, but it is now all back in stock. But yeah, as soon as it launched with the annual catalogue, it went in stock and then straight out of stock. All back and available now, and I absolutely love it. But I like to do hand stamped boxes. I like to create my own patterns on cardstock. And so this one, I went Blushing Bride as my main cardstock. I've got Blushing Bride on there, Rococo Rose and Magenta Madness, because that's the ribbon that matches. And you can do any colours, you don't have to stick to the greens that are part of that suite. So I've gone pink for my first one, and I'm going yellow with my next one. And there's a cat just about to walk. Awfully helpful. I'm going yellow. I don't use yellow a huge amount for no particular reasons other than I like other colours more. So this is So Saffron, so I've got the matching ink. I've also got Bumblebee, which is an in colour, and I've brought in Pumpkin Pie, which is an orangey yellow, although I might lane swerve and go Mango Melody, but that's what I've got at the moment. So we're going to see how they come out. So this cardstock measures 11 by 8 inches, 28.5 by 21.5 centimetres, and we're going to stamp it first. So I'm going to pull out the images that I want. I definitely want this one that I call Bubbles. It has got a name. You have all told me the name. The name has fallen out of my head because that's just me all over. I'm going to take that one and I'm going to go with the smaller one. So let's grab some blocks. That one's going to fit on there. If I was stamping more or needing to be more accurate, I'd go for a bigger block, but this is random stamping. I can go for it with that. And same on that one and that one. So this block is a D block and these are C blocks, those two. So I'm going to start with my So Saffron and the biggest image. And tone on tone stamping, when you're doing the same colour, the ink colour onto the matching cardstock, it always comes out darker. It's like a watermark. I was trying to say watercolour, but that's not what I meant. But it's sort of like a watermark, so it's tone on tone. But obviously if I stamped this onto there, it's the same colour as this. It's like one of those images that you see on that do the rounds on YouTube, you know, what colour are these two things? And they're the same colour. You know, there's one that's a pill, and it's somebody's got a pill in the palm of their hands, and one's a yellow background and one's a blue background or something like that, and both pills are the same colour. It's like that. Right, let's go Bumblebee 4. No, I want Pumpkin Pie. Let me just stamp it on here and see if I do want that colour. Yes, I do. So Pumpkin Pie for this one here, and again I'm just stamping all over. And yeah, orange isn't particularly a colour I go for very often either. Not a massive fan of orange. Don't dislike it, just don't love it. Okay, so that was the bubbly shaped one. Like I say, you did all tell me what it was. I just can't remember. And then Bumblebee for my leaves. So, and it's almost just a darker tone of the So Saffron. So I'm really just filling in the blanks. The reason I start with the biggest shape first is because A, it's the biggest, but it's so that I know that I've got plenty of space around it for other images. So if you haven't done this kind of stamping before, start at your biggest and work down to the smallest. There we go. All of that's done. It's lovely, isn't it? Very simple. Okay, so I'm going to score it. Actually, you know what? While I've got all of this lot out, I might as well stamp my other images. So, where did I start? Biggest with So Saffron. Going to go on the white. Oh, here she comes again. She's got up the furthest part of my desk. Does she think I can't notice her? You can see her shadow even if you can't see her. She's very carefully stepping between everything. Okay, and then my last one there. Okay, so, right, so I showed you my new die cutting machine on Friday. This is the first time you're going to see me cutting with it. So it's brilliant because you've got all your plates and it gives you the instructions of which ones you need to do certain kinds of die cutting or embossing. It doesn't have a magnetic plate. That's coming out later this year. I'm just trying to reach for my post-it notes. So where are my dies? So I need the dies that match these. The die set's called Forever Flourish, and a very well used die set. So that big one is for that. That's the right way round for that, and that's the bowls. So obviously because it's not a magnetic platform, I need to hold everything in place. So I've got some post-it notes. I'm going to chop off the edge there because that's far too big. And another one for there. And then the last, look, she is parading. I've got a very long desk and she's starting one end and she's working her way all the way round. Okay, so there's my post-it notes in place. Love this set, it's gorgeous. And pop that on there and send it all through. Shouting at the birds through the window now. And everything has died. Oh, I've got my blinds down to block out some of the sun, and there's a butterfly up against the window. Don't think you can get it through the window, but she's got little flat ears. Look at her tail's twitching. Butterfly in her territory. How rude. Okay. Last one. So I'm going to pop those 3 die cut shapes there. Put my dies back in here. And put them away straight away. Don't put it down, put it away. And let's build this box up. Right, so as I told you in the beginning, 8 by 11 inches, 21.5 by 28.5 centimetres. And where's my stylus gone? She legged it with a paintbrush earlier, but then I did retrieve it. Okay, so on the long side, score it at 1.5, 5 1/4, 6 3/4, and 10.5 inches, which in metric is 4, 13.5, 17.5, and 27. And then on the short side, score it again at 1.5, 6.5, and then turn it over to score at 7.5. So in metric, that is 4, 16.5, turn it over and do 20.5. And actually, I didn't give you the finished dimensions. So they are 1.5 by 3 3/4 by 5 to this point, which is 4 by 9.5 by 12.5. Okay, so let's get this burnished up. Right in front of me here, I've got a wall and a window. Up against the wall, I've got my glue box. You might have seen it on my Instagram or on my Facebook page. It's made out of Lego. And it was actually designed to fit snail, so I need to change it up to make it fit fuse. Not fuse, it's not called that, is it? Seal glass. But then on the windowsill, which is slightly above it, I've got a rack with all my ribbons on. And my blinds are down, and she's peeping through a gap about this big. Funny little thing. Okay, so I'm all burnished now. So if I show you this way round, so you're not trying to look through pattern, there's a little skinny rectangle there. I'm going to cut that away and then cut straight up the other 3 score lines. But I want to cut a little bit into the square. So always cut straight on the rectangle, wedge into your squares. I'm rather liking this yellow. This So Saffron is a nice delicate shade. It's rather pretty. Okay, so I've taken that one off. Up here at the top, if I bend it forward, there we go, you can see in the shadow here, where we've got this sort of square area here with two smaller rectangles, get rid of both of those, and this one in the middle, and the final one. So what you're left with is just this panel here. You talk to the birdies, Berry, if you must. And just headbutt me. I've got scissors. Don't get your tail. You're very helpful. She is a Bengal. I have, it wasn't meant to be alliteration, but Berry is a Bengal. And then Sorrel, my other cat who doesn't appear on camera very often, she is a Savannah. It wasn't deliberate. Seriously, big scissors. Big scissors. Anybody else craft with animals? You're going to lose a whisker or your tail. Come on, go that way. Shout at the birds a bit more. Right, so you can see I've removed that bit. There we go. So we're removed. So this is the bottom and this is the top because there are two score lines. Okay, so I'm going to run some Seal Plus down there. And that's my back, so I'm going to fold in two sides and the back. And then some more Seal Plus here. Okay, so that's the back, and the front, you literally just sort of pinch it like that. And nothing needs to fold in because we've cut them away. Like I say, it's like a pagoda style. So I'm going to punch a couple of holes in. Oh, went across a little bit further than I planned to. Not to worry. Okay, so again, coming back to the front. So I've got Bumblebee here, and I did have this neatly laid out, or neatly ready. Oh, she's chewing my calculator now. And she decided to leg it with a paintbrush, having taken out this first. So yeah, this is the in colour ribbon. So if you've got the in colours, which are Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, Cinnamon Cider, Bumblebee and Magenta Madness, all of them have got a ribbon colour to match. Okay, so let me just cut that off there. Oh, no, shafted the paintbrush again. I have paintbrushes because I use them for fine glue work. Hello, yes, you're very lovely. Yeah, for fine detailed glue work, I have these little paintbrushes. They were just dirt cheap off Amazon. And they work for me. And, oh, look at that, I've got a lump in my ribbon. It's fine, it'll do. And she and Sorrel like to assist with them. Oh, my scissors were cleaned and then we used them to wrap birthday presents the other day. My mistake. Okay, so now, what have you're sitting on my die cuts. Come on, kitty. Bring back my die cut shapes again. And I've got my dimensionals, so I'm going to start with the largest one at the back first. Oh, sorry, I've just flicked her in the nose. Largest one there, and then I'm going to take this one, which is the next biggest, and layer that on top. But I've got my little stems matching and lining up there. And then last one, which is going to sit over them all. That's very pretty. And then I just want to take this tiny little hello, just down here. How have I got ink on my thumb? Oh, useful. And some Whisper White, and I'm going to bring in that lovely dark pumpkin pie again. And I'm going to go right at the edge here and hope I can line it up. Probably just stuck my head in camera. Oh, ink everywhere. And what am I looking for? My trimmer. My trimmer here. Oh look, that's my excess of So Saffron from cutting the box. And I'm just trimming off to get it to the right size. Not everything has to be measured absolutely perfectly. Eyeballing it, all fine, all good. And, oops, throw my scissors at myself. And I just want a dimensional, I want the edges. And I can pop that down here. And if your stems are not particularly attractive, you could cover it up like that, which I might well do now. Otherwise, like my original, pop it down in the bottom corner. And yeah, I'm okay with that yellow. That's okay. Bumblebee is a very pretty colour. So Saffron. Pumpkin pie, bit of a surprise for that one, but I really like them. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you soon. Bye.